Hey everyone, the next few episodes will be a game I ran live on Don't Split the Podcast Network's Twitch channel for Geekspective Presents. If you would like to see the VOD, we have it up on Geekspective's Patreon. That's patreon.com/Geekspective. Otherwise, please enjoy it now in its audio form.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
This is not Tales from Moxbury. This is my show now.
Oh.
Welcome to Geekspective Presents Amber Show.
A coup d'etat. That's what you're calling it, Amber Show?
Yes, I didn't come up with a name beforehand. Anyway, it's Geekspective Presents. I'm running a one-shot today. I'm running a game called Casket Land, which is a powered by the apocalypse game that I picked up at Gen Con this summer by Marie Enger. I believe that's how you say their last name. Also known as so_energy on Twitter. It is a bleak, occult, Western role-playing game with a focus on making difficult decisions as a group. And today we have most of the normal Tales from Moxbury crew, minus one Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Yeah, I play a Minotaur. No.
You can find Dave on Twitter at
Steady Minotaur.
No, I was going to say Minotaur excrement. Just just to help Dave.
Oh, okay. To get that one poo joke?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Keeping the Dave spirit alive.
Yes.
So he's out, and I will be out next time, which is why we're doing a series of just some one-shots. All right, so today with me playing, we'll start to my right in real life.
Okay, hi, I'm Brother John, and you can find me at Monochrome Guy on Twitter.
And who are you playing today?
Oh, that's right. I'm playing as Thaddeus Thatcher, and he is a snake oil peddler.
Oh.
And I picked him because I thought it'd be hella fun to play as somebody who tries to sell people crap, basically.
Yes. So is there anything... Yeah. So part of this character creation is, we haven't done this yet, you should roll an aspect. Every character on the back of their character sheet has a table, 1 through 6, of different aspects to kind of just flavor your character, which can be a bonus to something either narrative or actually like mechanically.
Okay.
So
I know that I'm going to roll with whatever I got, but if we don't like our aspect, can we choose him?
yes, I will allow it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I rolled a 4, so my aspect is solves all. You don't ask where it came from, what it's made of, or what the side effects are. What matters is that it will solve all your problems. You gain 3 packets of grave dirt. Your deception makes the poison all the more potent. Roll 1d6 plus trick and deal extra damage equal to the number on the die.
Cool.
So I will stick with that, actually.
Awesome. Cool. All right, next up.
I'm Brandon. I'm filling in for Dave. You may know me from episode 0 of Shapeshift. You can find me on the internet at Brand Seals. I'm playing the Fool named Smokin' Jack. It was a character that I played for John Clark's Deadlands game that I just really loved playing, and I'm going to give it another shot.
Yeah, okay, so you ready to roll your aspect?
Yes, there's some freaky ones that I'm excited about.
So yeah, I'll talk about like abilities and modifiers after we do all the character stuff.
And I rolled the least interesting one.
Oh no!
I rolled Friend to the Friendless.
You could nix it if you want. Was there one that you were eyeballing?
There's 2 that I'm curious about.
Well, just roll until you get one of
I'll
those.
roll until whichever one. Okay, it's going to be Return from Madness. You wandered so long that you went mad, becoming one of the madmen that takes residence in this place. But you came back from the brink, and now you see things clearly. Your madness granted you the ability to control a specific element, such as dirt, blood, disease, or dust.
Oh, dang.
This can only be used to intimidate or aid in escape.
Okay.
I'm going to choose for my...
element?
I'm going to choose wind.
Oh,
It'd be a little bit more flexible than...
Gotcha.
Just
cool.
dust.
And a little less disgusting than like blood.
Blood would be really cool.
Blood would be
on my
super
sheet,
cool.
I had blood or wind. So
Oh yeah, this is Casket.
if there's enough
Pretty
blood,
book.
I am John. You can find me if you wanted to at Crossways GM on Twitter. I don't do much with it. I am playing the preacher. I am Pastor Ruffin Coates. Pastor Coates. I like the preacher idea because I can bring in a preacher voice. And that was all my excitement about being able to speak all preachery all night. And I'm going to roll for my aspects.
Yes, please do.
I have no preconceived notions. Number 6, Tent Revival. Oh, but I must only lay my hands upon you, and you shall rise up. I say rise up filled with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Guys, can I get an amen? Amen. Once per adventure, you can lay your hands upon a madman, bandit, ally, or monster and bring them back from the pits of hell.
Whoa!
I like how flexible that is.
Once per adventure.
Okay.
You can save it for an ally, or you can use it on a bandit.
Yeah.
Or a monster.
Or a monster.
monster.
Ooh, a monster.
Once per game?
Once per adventure.
Okay, so
And this is a one-shot.
so
I mean,
yeah,
this
so
is
so
not-
don't. So I was saying, yeah, you should probably save it for something and not just keep blessing worms that you find along the Casket Land. So
So this game is set up to be a one-shot. I mean,
Yes.
it's not really a campaign,
no,
so to speak.
no, and actually, it's very explicitly stated that there is no like really level up mechanics or anything. This is a one shot kind of deal.
So I'm not going to get a chance to use it twice, so make it good.
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Hiram Jeffries, the barber. Generally, when I play RPGs, I like to kind of play like a healer or whatever. But
Yeah.
I also like to play healers who like aren't useless when they're not healing.
Yes. Yep.
And
Barber.
I was looking at Barber, and I was like, ooh, he can fight.
Yes.
He can shank
Yes.
real good. So yeah, he's really fun. Like, if I want to heal somebody, I can just rip out their teeth. And then for every teeth I take,
You get water, right?
I get they get one hit. 1 hit point, I assume.
So you rip out people's teeth, and that gives them
Your allies are able to trade you their teeth to regain hit points.
Well, good thing we have a lot of teeth.
One teeth
maybe.
regains. We might have to.
Maybe it's because everybody's teeth are just rotting out of their heads.
Part
so.
of the job description as a barber is that you do shaves, haircuts, amputations, and teeth extraction, tooth extraction. So it's like, yes, I love it.
Nice.
I'm ready for it.
All right.
looked-
your aspects.
Yeah, I looked through the aspects and I kind of like all of them. So whatever. Oh, I actually got, I think, the weirdest one, but I like it a lot.
Okay, cool.
It's called Bite Down. There isn't anything left to dull the pain, but best you bite down on a piece of leather to get through it instead of your tongue. Once per adventure, you or an ally is able to play through an encounter after being killed or seriously impaired.
Okay, cool.
We got all the revival in this game.
Oh boy. All right. Okay, Josh, you're up.
Hi, I'm Josh Long. You can find me on Twitter at EvilDMJosh. I'm playing the Gambler, and I chose the Gambler because who doesn't love to gamble?
Oh boy.
I just have to believe in the heart of the cards and the heart of the dice, it
Yeah.
seems.
And what's your gambler's name?
Fontaine.
Fontaine.
I have no last name. I gambled that away.
Yeah, oh, nice. So what's really cool about the Gambler is that they don't have aspect.
Yeah.
They just have a chart for which they roll when they do attacks. And depending, it's a 50-50 roll. It's one of their special things. And a lot of it is like, 1 is harm the creature, 2 is self-harm. So every
Yeah.
other one is a self-harm. So it's a gamble. And I also like your other attack too, which is basically you designate 1 die as you, 1 die as a monster, and then roll off. That's really cool.
And whoever is the higher gets a +1 modifier.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of like rolling and stuff, so this is powered by the Apocalypse, and so there are basic moves. There is survive, give aid, investigate, attack, shield, manipulate, trick, bribe, assess, and conjure. And so conjuring is the one, I'll just read to you what it is. Performing surgery, autopsies, poisoning, embalming, and occult rituals. This is for the creeping humans and monsters that use sinister items instead of blunt force. So you could call up creatures or dark forces to aid you, trying to predict a future outcome or control elements like the fool over there with the wind. Mental fortitude, resisting insanity, and outwilling dark forces. So,
Fun.
yeah. So it's
Stuff I have nothing to do with.
you could try. Summon up all the teeth that you've extracted into some sort of homunculi.
tooth fairy.
Some sort of homunculi. Okay,
You
cool.
conjure a tooth golem.
Yes.
Yes, 100% write that down. So you guys all live in a settlement. What would you like to name your town?
Perdition.
Dirt.
Durdition.
Dirtish.
Durdition?
No, I like Perdition.
Perdition? Okay.
Yeah, if we're going for like a real Western, that's pretty.
Perdition.
I dislike the amount of control Dad will have over this town now.
Oh, wow, yeah.
He's also the mayor.
No!
And the sheriff.
You don't need to be the mayor if you're the voice of God.
Oh,
Oh, it was. Oh, yikes. Oh, boy.
Is it a
No, that was
preacher
pretty
voice?
good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so this is kind of what your settlement kind of looks like. You know, just a bunch of raggedy old houses, ramshackles. The waste Casket Land is just.
tons of caskets, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too many caskets.
outside of your settlement is just wastelands, and there are thousands upon thousands of black pine caskets that just litter the sides of these mountains and the rolling hills.
like
of the
literal caskets?
like literal caskets
With
sticking out
bodies
of
in
there.
them?
You
Depends.
could check.
You gotta open one
You
up.
could crack one open.
Huh, all right. Fair enough.
And so I would also like to know what your guys' like there's like usually a town hall where things are gathered. Do you guys want to kind of like describe maybe what that looks like for your
town
like
hall?
Yeah, like a gathering.
Like a
Or
gathering?
what do you call it? Yeah.
I don't know.
The watering hole.
The watering hole.
It's where you guys keep the water supply.
Sure.
And then there's also a shop in this town as well. Like, are you guys... I'm just asking for character reasons. Like, do you all know each other? Like, have you lived here this whole time?
It's not a very big town.
As a
No.
snake oil peddler, I think it's hard to not be known.
Sure.
It's because I kind of got to get advertisement out. So
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure even if they haven't met me, they've heard the name Thaddeus Thatcher.
I am certain that I have my own shop, basically. I mean, my barber shop.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So
people come in. So you're probably like sort of established here.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you just kind of have been here for a little while. The Fool, are you...
Smoking Jack's kind of like the Boo Radley of the town. He's definitely the weird one.
Yeah, sure.
So he probably just like wanders in and out all the time.
Preacher?
I think
Pastor?
I'm a circuit preacher.
Oh, so you're making the rounds.
I travel from town to town in my buckboard.
Gotcha. Gambler?
buckboard.
I go wherever the coin and water can be made.
It's a type of wagon.
Okay.
There's plenty of marks around here now.
So I'm the only one who actually is invested in this town. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, sure. Yeah, okay.
I'm invested in this town.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
invested
you weren't.
plenty.
So there's a shop as well in this town. You've been to it. Have the Fool? Yes?
Oh, the general store? Yeah.
The general.
In the general store.
I mean,
No.
Is it the general store or is it the general's store?
The general's store.
the general store.
kind of like
General
that.
store. Sure. Got
Why
it.
do we not do that?
Cool. All right. Cool. All right. So the 5 of you have been gathered up at the ass crack of dawn to the watering hole. And when you go inside, you can see the town's community leader who's in there. She's a stocky woman, short. I would just say her shape is square. She's very square, has 2 braids going down the side of her head, and she's holding her hat, and you can tell that she's agitated, and she's walking around. And when you come in, the 5 of you, she looks at you and goes, "All right, here's the deal. We're in trouble." And she's looking around the room.
Well, ain't that the norm around these parts?
Sure, yes, it typically is. I've been here for, 20 years keeping this little settlement safe here, Perdition. And, honestly, I will keep this town safe. And I just want to let you guys know that there's been rumors going around. I'm sure you've heard them. We're drying up. Perdition is starting to run dry. Now, and you could see that this is like really unsettling her, right? Like she's like walking around.
Water's pretty important.
Now, normally, I wouldn't let a madman in, but Loma's come over, the madman from the Northern Hill, and he's brought some news. Not great news. And I don't know if it's tied to this drying up of our water supply, but we've heard people gone missing. Pastor, you've been around. You heard such things? People just walking into the Casket Land wastelands without telling anybody? Usually that don't happen.
Well, it seems to me that they might not be right in the head if they were to wander out of the Casket Lands by themselves.
That's what I'm thinking. Now, Loam here, he's telling us that there's some sort of witch. Now, I don't really believe in this superstitious shit, but what's interesting to me is what this witch is doing, what she's writing. Now, he's told me that she has some sort of domicile that moves. Now, I ain't ever heard of that. Kind of weird, kind of creepy. But what's interesting about this domicile, they're calling it the homestead, that there's some sort of endless supply of water, some sort of font, magical font. Now, again, I don't know if that's real, but it's interesting. And we're thirsty. Well, we'll be very thirsty very soon. Now, I've picked you, and she looks at the gambler and the barber, the finest, dead in the eyes, and then she looks at the pastor and the snake oil peddler, the fittest, to go out into the Casket Land, into the wastelands, and find this, because you're the best. And she looks at the fool.
I'm just walking by.
Unfortunately.
You were just up for your morning constitutional, and
I mean, I have the house on my map. The problem is it moves around, so it's not useful.
So that's the thing. I don't trust these madmen. Loam, though, he's offered to help you, to guide you, and he's waiting outside town.
Well, that doesn't sound very useful, but all right, let's go talk to him.
well, I think our Holy Father is pretty clear that you shall not suffer a witch to live.
And everybody's like, what does that mean?
I don't know what you mean by
Yeah.
that, Pastor.
Well, I think I'm pretty
I think
clear.
it's pretty clear.
Jack doesn't ever talk, but he's going just with his parched mouth.
Now, Sedge, you should know my profession by now. My name gets around. I'm Thaddeus. Thaddeus Thatcher of this and that. And I was just wondering, as a man of, the financial kind, what's the, what do we get out of it? What do I get out of it?
I see what you're saying. Well, if you help our town
This is a very dangerous little mission you're sending us here on.
well, if you find that water, you can have some of it.
And if you don't find the water, you can't.
Internally, it's like, you think I wasn't going to take the water when I find it?
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you're looking for some sort of like financial reimbursement, is that what you're getting at? You looking for gold?
Perhaps, or maybe something a little to help us on our way there. If you have anything of the sort, maybe something to...
Oh, you want to be loaded up. Well, I personally don't have no wares to share with you, but you could go down to the general store.
I see. And perhaps you can convince the general store to give us a little discount.
I see where you're going. Perhaps. He ain't
If
an
you-
easy, Erie's not an easy man to bargain with, but you can try.
We can try. I'm familiar with the man. But yes, anything we could do to make this mission a little more successful for perdition. I look at my notes.
This town that I've been in for 2 weeks. Perdition.
Is the mayor in charge of the water supply of this town?
I am, yes.
Now,
I'll just answer in character.
Mayor, if we are going to be doing this shit errand for you, maybe you should give us the water you got, seeing as we're walking out into the casket.
Well, here's what we can do. You will get 3 days worth of water.
So day 2. Oh, okay.
So here's another thing about Casket Land, side note.
I was going to ask.
You guys have to drink water every day,
Right.
3 times a day. And you all
Also
have
real life.
canteens. Yes. You also have canteens that you will see down there.
Yeah.
They're your glasses of water. And every day you have to take 3 sips. And that will be your day supply. That's your water supply. Once you're out,
And from what I understand, water can also be used as almost like a physical thing for bartering and
yes,
stuff.
you can use water to barter. You can also trade a drink of water for, I think, to re-roll to get a success.
Not to reroll, just to change
No, just
it
change your roll to roll a 12. I think there's something else too.
to avoid harm.
Yes. Yeah.
And we can't have an overabundance of water or limit on the sheet
Yes.
as much as we can
Well-
carry.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you could mark it down if you find another canteen. Somebody finds another canteen or something, or buys another canteen.
Or we kill each other for our canteens.
That too. That too. If you guys are all okay with in-party PvP.
I was just assuming that was the case.
Yes. Also, I know we're already into this game, but there is going to be violence, law, and graphic descriptions of things. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we can allow each one of y'all to take 3 days worth of water, and she gives you all canteens or fills up your canteens.
Cool.
Well, it's better than a shot in the head, I guess.
Yeah, I would say water over a bullet in my brain is better. Yes. You're welcome, by the way.
Why isn't she helping?
I'm helping you. I just gave you water. What more do you want?
More water?
You got 3 days worth of water.
What is she going to do for the next 3 days?
Pray
That-
for your souls.
That
Pray for
seems
your
very
return.
reasonable.
I reckon this is all we're getting.
Yep.
This kind lady. Should we be on our way, I suppose, then?
Talk to your group.
Should we be on our way, I suppose, then?
I don't see any reason to stick around.
That's my character voice, Chris.
That's your character voice.
It's basically the guy from True Grit.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Sure. So where do you guys head to next if you feel like you're done talking with her?
Well, we got to go meet this madman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Hello.
You guys don't feel like you need items or anything?
Can we go there after? Is the madman still in town, or is
No, he's
he
outside.
He's waiting outside.
So should we go to the store then? I guess, guys.
What do we
Or-
want? What's our goal here?
Well, what can we buy? Do we have like a shopping list of things we could potentially obtain?
I mean, you could find your normal general wear stuff. I'm just going to start talking in this voice the entire time.
Do they have money? Do we use money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got gold. You got
I do.
gold.
I have 30 gold.
You do have gold.
Yeah, I got 40 gold, man. So
Well, I think I'll go to my barber shop and start packing up,
Sure.
my traveling supplies.
Valves and jars of stuff.
Scalpels and
pliers.
Pliers. Leather straps.
leather straps, wrappings, some weird ointments.
Okay.
It says on under my items I have a tall tale.
So a tall tale is, most of you have it. I just didn't have enough item cards to cut out to give it to y'all. So tall tale is a knowledge of a situation. You've heard of this before, and the knowledge is valuable. So you can use your tall tale to like explain the situation you're in, a scenario, monster, or a curse in detail, and it gives you advice on how to handle it.
Okay.
And so I think most of you have tall tale, right?
I do not.
Oh, you do not. Okay.
I'm going to go to the general
Sure.
store.
You walk to the general store. You the only one going?
Yeah, I'll go too. Yeah.
Okay. So you cross over to the general store, and it's, again, a very ramshackle, like lots of different building parts put together, and it jingles when you open. There's a bell. And behind a counter is a very tall, very wide, huge hand man, bald, wearing like a sweaty shirt, just sweat stains all down. And
What's he been doing all day?
Thaddeus, what can I do you for?
Me and my friends here are on a very important mission for perdition, gave to us by Sedge. She wants us to go and investigate. Does everybody know about the water going dry?
Tell me more, but why is she sending you out?
Well, you know how things are in Casket Lands. We gotta go and find some more resources for the sake of survival.
He looks at you, squints, and like sweat is coming down his nose. Is this anything got to do about them rumors?
Which rumors you been hearing about?
Well, I was wondering if
There's many rumors around here in Perdition.
This is true. But does it have anything to do with how we're running low on water?
He keeps sweating it all out.
And more sweat comes out of his body as soon as he says water, and he's collecting it.
I'm like looking at him sweating, and I'm like,
You're sweating too?
no, I'm just looking. I said I'm looking at him sweating, and I was like, maybe, or it could be about some. It might be related to the rumors I hear about you.
What they've been saying about me.
And I look at him, I would say, this is me to get him to shut up and calm down. I don't know if this is the trick, but I'll be like, I hear rumors that you've been drinking more than what you're allowed to. And then I look at him sweating. I'm like, man's got to have a lot of water in his body for it to just come spilling out his pole.
Do you know that the shot from Key and Peele?
Yeah.
Sweating all. That's exactly what's happening right now.
Okay, yeah.
I do not, but who was saying those things? Who was saying those things about me? Tell me right now. Are you trying to?
I'm going to try. I'm pointing out the obvious. Like, he's sweating so much.
Yeah.
But then again, it could be, I don't know. So I guess I'm going to trick him.
It's a glandular thing.
So should I try a trick?
Yeah,
or?
sure. Because like right now he's about ready to be. He's upset. Like he's in a.
Yeah. I'm going to try a trick and just convince him that I'll say it's I'll just kind of give him a wink and say like, oh, it's somebody I can confide in, and so like maybe he'll be like, oh, I know who told, oh no, someone else knows. And I rolled a freaking 11 plus 2 for my trick, so that's 13.
Whoa, yeah. So
You're very tricky.
He's dabbing himself, and he's
like,
he's like, who told you this?
Well, we both know who told me this, and
you wink.
I wink, and because I tricked him,
and then you're like basically like between me and you.
Yeah, like he probably thinks of somebody that he knows.
The one-eyed man.
Yeah,
Lester, that one-eyed man.
Lester, that liar. He's been drinking a bit more than this shit too.
Trying to pin it on me. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him as soon as I get out of the store. Sell you your stuff. What? All right, what can I do you for?
All right, so what kind of wares does he have?
It depends on kind of like what you're looking for.
Now that you've ruined his relationship with poor Lester,
The one-eyed man.
his husband of 30 years.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Lester. So
What can I buy from you?
So basically there is like medical supplies. There is like weapons. There's, what is it that what is Thaddeus looking for himself? What he thinks is going to be important for going out into this barren wasteland.
I think I would need some medical supplies, possibly, in case something happens. I really don't want to get my teeth pulled out. If I can't find something that'll avoid me from getting... Yeah, exactly.
I do not want
that dentist got a crazy look in his... that barber got...
Sure, you can buy some... he has some wrappings.
Some wrappings?
Yeah, so you have wrappings already on your sheet, right?
I have wrappings. I do not have wrappings, actually.
So yeah, he'll sell you some wrappings. 10 gold.
10 gold?
10 gold for these wrappings.
They're like basically rags, right?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and give him 10 gold. I got 10.
Like he just takes off his shirt.
Yes, he like starts ripping. I got this here.
You don't
wrapping.
want that sweaty shirt.
Saline is like an antiseptic.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and take those.
Okay, cool. It's a +1 vitality.
+1 vitality. So
you use it to stop bleeding, or like it's bandages essentially.
I'll just write that down then.
That's a one-time use?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for business, Thaddeus.
+1
and for the
vitality.
information. Yes, vitality.
I'm a little unclear on what my bell does. The metal is pocked and marred by the hands and claws that held it tight. It was much beloved, a symbol of hope in this wasted place. Holy object.
Sounds like it goes ring ring, baby.
It sounds like you could add whatever you would like to add to it, flavor-wise.
Okay.
How it can become useful.
I would like a pitchfork.
Pitchfork. We have one. It'll be 25 gold. Making up gold.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick a number. Erie doesn't know how to do math. 25.
Well, it seems worth it. There's no stores out in the Casket Lands, right?
No, sir, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next town over.
Wait,
Preacher with a pitchfork.
how'd you get a pitchfork? What?
I don't care for walking.
I just bought a pitchfork.
No, I know, but
Ain't I done?
how'd you get the item card already?
Not done.
With the magic of passing cards.
Freaking amazing. I was like,
Teamwork.
did Amber know he was going to get a pitchfork?
Well, I've been talking about it. I talked about it earlier.
Yeah, she even did the icon for it.
Yeah, no, don't. This is all Marie's work.
She drew it right there.
No.
I mean,
And inked
it's not,
it. Drew it
it's not
and
that
inked
hard
it.
to draw a pitchfork. It's like 4 lines, but
No, you don't understand how hard lines are to draw.
You can get 2 lines with that if you're efficient. Just zoop, zoop.
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, Ariel looks back over to the gambler and is like, sorry about I was listening to you over there marveling over the pitchfork. I know it was fantastic.
I don't care for walking. And I done gambled off my last horse. You got a horse? I can.
A horse. He starts laughing like like it's deal.
I can see you got hungry yourself and ate the last one, huh?
Try to steal my
Coming to that. I don't know what is wrong with. First off, you're telling me I eat my horse.
Just give him a
Other person
just give him a
telling me
week.
I'm drinking. Oh,
wink. Yeah.
are you trying to do something?
I'm trying to buy a horse if he has one. How about this? I'll just borrow it then.
Okay, try and bribe him or manipulate him into doing this.
All right.
He ain't gonna get rid of his horse.
8.
Okay, so you do it, but something goes awry.
Horses are thirsty creatures.
Yeah. So that's a thing. It's like
His horse is the horse is like the owner. He just like sweats all the time.
yeah, that's the
Needs
drawback.
constant hydration.
If you look, Urban here, if you got the gold, I'll let you borrow him. But taking an animal out into the wastelands is kind of ridiculous because they drink a lot of water. So
How
if
attached to the horse are you?
Such a serial killer question.
Urban has been with me since time immemorial. I do not know my life without my horse.
They were born together.
born together, and we shall die together.
I bet you can get next of kin for 30 gold.
I feel terrible for letting Urban go out, but there's just something very weird and strange about you that is making me want to take your gold in exchange for this. He'll allow it, but you're gonna have to give up another drink of water every day to keep this horse alive.
Oh, no. I'm going to run this horse to the ground.
He rides this horse for 2 days, and then it just
Falls over. Oh, out of gas.
and,
Oh, well.
and back in town.
So extra water?
Yeah. So
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
acquire Urban.
Acquire urban.
It's like buying a car and then driving it until it runs out of gas and then just abandoning it. Like, okay, bye. Done with that.
All right.
They just don't make them like they used to.
Oh my god!
As it collapses.
Into a heap of like desiccated bone and yes.
May have been good to buy a camel.
No.
I've never heard of camel.
I never. What is this camel you speak of?
You've never heard of a camel?
I ain't never heard no camel.
They're from a faraway land.
Don't get him started.
They're sort of like horses, but they carry their own water with them.
That sounds like a magical, fantastical beast.
They came and visited our baby Jesus in the manger. The Campbells and the wise men. You on up on your scripture, I see, my friend.
He pulls apart his chest. John 3:16. I am.
But it's
He has it
makes him
spelled
sweat.
wrong.
Yes.
It's spelled backwards.
He tattooed himself.
Yeah, he thinks it says John 16, but it really says Jan.
And the 3's backwards and it says 61.
Right, exactly. It's like a phone number. He's got a dash in the middle.
I ain't never heard of colons.
They haven't been invented yet. That's the problem.
I love Fury. What has he become? All right.
So Jack walks in with his coyote, because I don't think I mentioned that before. Jack has a coyote.
Cash.
Yeah, just cash.
Yeah.
Just super cash.
Yeah.
Coyote just like walks on in.
This is probably the first time Jack has spoken in a really long time. The first time the general has ever heard Jack speak.
Yes.
So Jack clears the dust out of his mouth. And then says, "Got anything weird?"
Nice.
Like, all right, what are you, And he starts, like, going behind his stuff, and you can see, like, he's moving things behind his counter. Weird. I got this pan.
Pan.
And he holds up just, like, what looks like a gold miner's pan. I don't know. Something about it just ain't right. Makes me feel weird inside.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I can do something with this. Yeah, I'll buy it. How much is it?
Well, because it makes me feel weird, I'll take 40 gold.
Let me look at my sheet. I'll give you 20.
He's looking at you, looking at the pan, looks back at his horse. Sold that for 30. All right, 20.
Yeah, this is 2/3 of a horse. I like how you're reaching for something like I was going to give you
Yeah, I
my
know.
gold.
Yeah, well, you
It's
know.
2/3 of a horse
Yeah.
or slightly less than a pitchfork.
Look,
Oh, right, I forgot.
That's true. Do you need some more holes in it?
Thank
All right.
you.
you're welcome. Wow, he's making bank. He feels so good right now, except for his horse,
Yeah.
which he's crying about.
Which he doesn't
now.
have to water anymore, so he's probably relieved.
He's had this horse for a long, so it's like a 40-year-old horse.
Don't ask.
It's already
Don't
basic.
try to do the math, because he
It's-
probably also doesn't know how math works.
Probably
Just a-
also on the verge of death
Yeah,
anyhow.
it's a
Yeah.
walking piece of jerky.
That's right.
The glue factory's a calling
There's
for
like
it.
there's like flies all around it and stuff, and it's just like gross horse.
He
Maybe
looks
you should
around.
look out for some horse insurance.
Anything else I can do for y'all? Puts his big, sweaty, meaty hands down on the table, on the counter.
Hiram will walk back from his barber shop. He's gotten his essentials.
Yep.
And walk in, see, probably catch the tail end of Smoking Jack's
Hands and yeah.
handling. Everyone's got shiny new stuff.
Yeah, shiny wraps.
Yeah.
So
this
Everything's-
horse sure is new.
It also like snort and dust comes out of its nose. You see it from the window. Yes,
Yuri and I probably know each other.
probably.
I mean, there's not that many people in town.
What's your
And-
name again?
Hiram.
Hiram.
And he's got
Hiram. Howdy, Hiram.
Hey there, Yuri. I need to buy another canteen.
Sure, for you, 5 gold.
Damn straight. Yeah, I'll do that.
And he smiles, and there's so many teeth missing from his mouth.
Yes. He's
Just like
he's got like
no
the
teeth.
2 in the front and like 1 molar left.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, would do it for sure.
Hey, Erie, you want to keep this horse alive? You better give me one of those canteens.
He looks at you. I just realized I gave you like a day's worth of 3 days worth of water.
Oh, I
potentially.
thought it was more like a shot. One of the
Oh, no,
glasses.
it's no. The canteen you got has no water in it.
That's what I was
has
expecting.
absolutely no water.
okay.
I'm mostly thinking if we do find water,
Yeah.
I'll load the fuck up.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's still a good point. I still stand with what I said.
Right? For you, 15 gold.
What did we decide the horse's name was?
It's Urban.
Urban. Really, Harry? You sold Urban?
Look,
I thought he rented Urban.
he rented.
You rented Urban. That's even worse.
According to him, he doesn't know.
Look, he rolled real well. No.
Shame.
15 gold.
Harry, give him the damn water. He's gonna let your horse die.
Well, he wouldn't do that. I'll murder him if he don't bring him back alive. I'll find him. I will roam the Casket Lands. I will hunt him down. I will not sleep. I will not eat until I lay this gambling man to
Harry,
rest.
you can
if he does not bring back Urban.
I look at you, I'm like, do you really want to gamble with a gambler, Erie?
Erie, you can barely walk out of the general here without having a heart attack.
I'll show you. He gets up.
Starts sweating.
He gets up and he sweats more. It's just like whatever was pulled up on him just drops off, and you hear a splash.
Like you're in the shower and the water's
Yeah.
collected on your arms.
Yeah, you just hear it hit the floor.
Are you going with him?
Yes,
you
I'll
make sure he bring my horse back.
I'm not. You sold the damn thing. I'm
did
not
not
responsible
I did not
for
sa-
your horse.
I did not sell my
I-
horse. I rented my horse. He gave me an eye.
When was
that
the
meant
last time rentals ever went well in this Casket Land?
Friends, there is no need for this argument.
They had to close down the library because they stole all the books.
I see your point. Now that you've made it, and I was not wise enough to realize the situation that was folded before me.
One of the books was the Bible. They stole the Bible.
Oh, what now? Now there is no need for this argumentation you are having here. If it is God's will that that horse returns, then that God's will be fulfilled and the horse will return.
Do you see it? Do you see it, Pastor? Do you see God's will in this horse? He's looking at you and sweating. Can you assure me that God will protect my dear sweet Urban?
I think it is safe to say, based on my knowledge of God's will, that you will have more room in your stable soon.
Well, I'm renting the horse out for however long it takes you, so that makes sense.
How long it takes me?
2 weeks is what you got.
2 weeks.
That horse better be, I don't know where you're going, but it better be back in 2 weeks.
This is a terrible investment, Erie.
It'll be back.
This is why I usually consult with you when you were around, but you were not here.
What was his husband's name? Lester?
Lester.
Yeah.
Where's Lester?
Lester's been spreading rumors about me.
Oh.
I have a question. Is
Yes.
food a concern at all? No, okay.
No, we can eat each other.
That's because I was like, if I need rations, that's another thing I should
No, you
pick
shouldn't.
up.
Don't worry about food.
How about this? Give me the canteen, or I'm bringing your horse back as jerky.
Are you trying to
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Even me, I'm like,
You know
in
what?
God's name is this gambler thing?
This is like the worst game of chicken I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Game of horse.
I'm deucing.
Yeah, because like at this point, this is when he stands up again, and yet more.
The more he stands up, the more he
Harry,
becomes liquid.
I have had to hear about your damn angina for 2 years now. Don't go trying to make threats.
We're never
He's
going to get out of the
threatening
store.
me. This is it. This is all. This is this whole game. It's just this argument in this story.
I need to leave.
We never get out of town. We never get out of the general store.
Oh,
You all
my sweet
get murdered
baby
here.
Jesus in the crib. Here is 5 gold. Give me that damn canteen.
All right, here you go for you.
We're leaving.
All right, I give you 5
Autobots
gold.
roll out.
You take 5 gold?
Yeah, I take 5
All
gold.
right.
Good night, Irene. I don't
Happy
even.
trails to
right.
you.
Oh, shut up.
You can ride behind me if you want.
Fontaine hops on the horse.
sweet.
Horse drops.
All right.
All right.
I will do that.
Hiram and Fontaine are on the horse.
Up there, man.
Wow.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, the names are up there. Duh. Well, whatever.
I mean, let's be honest.
If only
We're
I
not
could
looking.
see the screen.
Yeah.
The gambler hasn't had a good meal in about 15 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
And-
skinny.
And Hiram probably is similarly.
So your eyes are heading out of town now.
Yeah.
So you walk out of town or ride out of town, and
It'd be funny if the wrong thing though is with the horse was the horse couldn't run and can only walk at the pace of a normal person.
yeah, actually that would have been hilarious.
We'll have to find out.
Or like it just keeps like tripping over rocks, like it's
Right.
so clumsy. Like you've got a really clumsy horse, or just again it could be sweating a lot. All right, so
I've never seen a horse sweat, but this one has some apples.
Horse, they do sweat, don't they?
Do they sweat or
just
they pant like dogs?
They sweat.
I thought,
they get
like,
foamy.
on their-
Yeah.
Let's talk more about horse foam. Okay, so you guys head your way out of town with all your supplies now, and not too far out from your settlement is a man standing, dark figure. He's completely wrapped in like bandages, including his like face. All it's really is poking out his eyes. He has a hat on, and he is holding a walking stick, and he's just standing there stoically.
What was the name of the guy we're supposed to be talking to?
Named Loam.
Loam.
Like sand.
Loam, like actually where your Ryutama game is set. Yes,
I assume that
because it
was on
means
purpose.
Earth. No, it wasn't on purpose. It's actually written.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. Cool. I read it too. I was like, oh, cool.
It's all tied in.
So yeah, there's a figure standing outside of town. It is morning. Sun is rising up over the horizon, and you can see this black figure silhouetted in not too far off from the village. And as you approach him, he goes under his cloak, brings out this pale white, looks like bone, and begins to like motion like right on it. And he holds up a sign.
Oh.
Are you not much for talking there?
Greetings there, stranger. By chance, are you the fellow we are looking for by the name of Loam?
And he'll write for the listeners who will be listening to the podcast. The first sign he held up just said hello. Mm-hmm. And the second one he held up is Loam, and he points to himself and nods to you.
All right.
Is he like on a whiteboard, or does he just have like a bunch of white stones?
So this is like for narrative purposes, every time he talks to you, he's wiping, like he's using like burnt charcoal on this white bone thing, or like bone. The barber looks at it, and you can tell it's like a hip bone of something.
Oh, gross.
And he's writing his words on it.
Isn't the shoulder blade like actual?
Oh yeah, the
like
scalp.
a plate?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like that's a flat part of bone he's writing on.
Okay.
And so like when you said that, he took the time to wipe off the word hello and then wrote out his name, Loam.
So he's covered in bandages?
He is wrapped. Hands are wrapped
Like a mummy?
like a mummy. Yeah.
Can we see his eyes?
Yes.
What color are they?
One is an under eye patch, and one is like gray.
Oh, it's the
Pale
one-eyed guy
gray.
from the
It's
store.
not Lester. It is not Lester. Lester, Loam, same person.
Conspiracy. Ooh.
Do we find this at all suspicious?
No. If you've lived in Perdition or been around Perdition, you've heard of madmen. These are people who have gone onto the wastelands and are living, and some have gone insane, some are just loners, and like Sedge told you, some of them aren't trustworthy, and I don't really trust him, but he said he's willing to help, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
I would like Loam to tell us the same story he told the mayor.
Okay, so you'll be here for a while as he's writing out stuff into the dirt, and some of it's pictorial and stuff.
Here, I got an idea. I want to...
Sure.
Because Jack's weird. He's been out in the wilds before.
Sure.
He wants to talk,
yeah, the madness.
He wants to talk with him like the madmen do.
Sure.
He's going to put his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's going to kind of commune with him.
Okay, like dream fasting?
Yeah, sort of. Like you're talking to each other.
Yes.
Just
What does it look like when you try? How do madmen communicate?
so like I walk up to him, and Jack's left hand is like really gross looking. And
Like
so,
how gross?
Like it's kind of like a rotting hand almost.
Oh.
It's all super gross and gnarled. It's kind of like curled up in like a little circle. So he kind of like he could put it on his shoulder. That seems like the
Yes.
thing to do.
So he does that.
So he just puts it on his shoulder and says, "Hey, well, let's see. What specifically were we looking for? He had a location of the house,
We're
or
looking at
Yeah.
a place called Homestead.
The homestead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homestead.
all right. Hey, where's Homestead?
You guys just see this. The other of you who are not a part of this communing see them, and he's like intensely staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't speak, but you're getting a sense from him, and then the rest of you can feel like this weird dark energy. Like it's a bad time. Like nightmarish, kind of like after you wake up from a nightmare, that kind of feeling is starting to come from you. Like he's emanating a dark energy, right? And to you, once madman yourself, are kind of understanding what he's trying to like convey to you. Through this dark energy, right? And so he basically is telling you what you heard from Sedge, which there is this witch with great power, and they call her the Sage Hen. You get that name, comes through this energy.
And I'd say it out loud, Sage Hen, witch.
Mumbo jumbo.
She is living in this homestead.
Sage hen.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the homestead is the one that's moving around, right?
Right. He says it is a moving domicile.
Yeah, I didn't know it was named. So, depending on how fast this place is moving, does he have like a more updated?
I can take you to the. He's basically saying, I know where it last was, but other madmen may have seen it, and I'm going to take you to where I last saw it.
Okay.
Potentially, if we meet anybody along the way, we will ask them as well.
Okay. I say, follow the homestead.
How long has this moving witch house been a thing? Been here a hot minute. I don't remember hearing about it. Or do I?
Are you conveying that information or asking it to Loam so you get the information back?
I mean, he can understand people.
Yeah.
So he can answer through
Yeah,
me.
so he'll answer to you as like, it's new in the last like 4 or 5 years. This is a new,
That's not very new if it's 4 or 5 years.
well, new to us. We just now getting word
I
of
mean,
it.
word does travel pretty slow around these parts.
Right. You don't usually...
But with
make
all
it
the
easy.
horses being dead, except for this one here.
Right.
And which it's sweating and foamy.
Alive,
flies
full of vigor, and alive is this horse.
and licking its lips, and its like teeth are moving back.
I feel bad for this horse.
I may be wrong, but I feel the spirit of Satan moving between the two of them.
No, Satan ain't nothing.
Satan ain't shit.
Satan's not the one to worry about.
Definitely not. Says Loam.
I'm going to pull out my hag's eye,
Yeah, sure.
and
True
I'm going to take a look at the madman.
Sure.
Is he telling us the truth?
You're kind of like using a zone of truth, true sight kind of. Is that what it does?
Yeah, it says it uses to ask one question about a location, situation, or monster and receive one true answer.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's follow.
All right.
The father of lies is not at work here. I was mistaken.
And Loam nods to you.
Kind of weird you use a hag's eye, preacher man. That's a bit satanic.
He took it from a witch, so it's okay.
And I'm also carrying a pitchfork. What do you make of that? Because I'm pretty sure
Giddy up!
Giddy up.
I'm pretty sure that using the enemy's tools against him is completely acceptable.
Oh, is that why you got the pitchfork? Because it's Satan's pitchfork? Mm-hmm. You're weird.
Weird.
I think it's the general's pitchfork. He sold it to me. Whose it was before that, I don't know.
We don't know. There's bloodstains on the handle.
I was assuming they used it for hay. What the hell is this blood all over this?
Hey, as you look across the
You
Casket Land.
gotta feed the horse something.
Don't ask. So yeah, Loam will start walking in front of you, and you're following him off, and you're following him towards what is known as the Eastern Hill. You guys can actually see this landmark as you're approaching it. You need to take a drink of water for this morning, and it takes you a while to get to this hill, and you guys try to leave early in the morning, but now it's starting to get hot out, and the winds are starting to pick up, and it is dusty, and it is not comfortable walking out here. Sand is getting in places sand shouldn't get. It feels ominous. You're walking through these rows of black pine wood caskets that are dotting as you go, and eventually you'll get to... So then take another drink of water, because you've been traveling it's afternoon now.
Because we've been walking through this casket area, by chance, can I take a brief minute to part from the party to investigate one of these caskets to see if I can find water, like maybe a sip of water from maybe like somebody passed away, but no, I'm just like,
You want to part from a casket.
Here's my thinking. If perchance somebody died and was put in this casket and somehow maybe the body was holding on to their canteen that they had left behind and maybe has just enough for me to have a sip of water. Who knows? And I just want to go ahead and check at least one to see if there's... Because, we're passing all these caskets. Why not open it up and see what's inside?
Sure. How are you approaching this? What is the first... are you going to just crack it open without... Or are you going to take time to, listen? Or how are you doing this?
Are you implying there's something alive inside?
No, are you how are you going about this? I want to know, how does Thaddeus go about opening this casket?
Thaddeus just goes about opening this casket. I think it would be like a smooth assess. because Thaddeus has always been curious about these caskets, never really actually opened it. It's always been like a treasure chest in a room just sitting with him, and he's never had the courage to open it until now, since he's on a journey.
It's actually be investigate, I think,
It'd
because
be
you're trying
investigate?
to.
That's a smooth, though.
Yep.
It's used
So
for
roll
myself.
plus smooth.
Plus smooth, huh? That is, I got a 7.
So you do it, but something goes awry.
Mm-hmm.
So you take your knife or what do you have?
I use my knife.
Yeah,
My
to
knife would be the best
try
tool
to
for
start
me.
prying around the lid of the casket,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to pull it back. You pull it too fast, like really quick,
Mm-hmm.
and like light pours into this casket. And you do that, you open this casket. You see a skeleton in there, but also thrust out comes this giant like grave worm,
Oh, okay.
and
Gross.
it's very gross. It smells so rotted and fetid and gross, and it's just like now trying to grab at you.
Oh,
So you're going to fight this grave worm.
I'm going to fight the grave worm.
Yes. It's trying to grab at you, so what do you do when it goes to attack? Because it's
Now,
attacking
being
you.
a worm, when it grabs at me, right,
Yeah.
it's trying to like eat me,
Yeah, it's good.
essentially.
Yes.
Could I try to toss some grave dirt into its mouth?
Sure. Roll
Graveyard, or what was it? Yeah, one of my miracle packets of
grave dirt.
grave dirt. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll that as a trick and try and deceive it into eating it, more or less.
It's part of my arm.
It's yeah, sure.
Okay, sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. And so do you want me to roll for like a trick on
Yes.
this one then? Because the reason why I want to do it with the grave dirt is because my solves all, where it makes it more damage, gives it more damage. Trick it into eating this thing, and I rolled a fucking 5. Great.
Oof.
Oh wait, plus 2, so it's a 7.
Okay.
Right.
My eyes, I'm like, God.
I forgot to add my modifier. Shit.
You're fine.
I scared myself.
So
too. I was
you
like,
do it, but there's a consequence.
it takes my arm.
You wanted to take your whole arm
Well, I'm
off?
trying to trick it to eating it, so I'm like, ooh, and then probably like by my own folly, it bites my arm or whatever, takes my hand. Who knows? I don't know. That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, okay. So you go to throw the grave dirt, you throw it into its mouth, it grabs it, but also your arm, and so now your arm is shredded.
Okay.
'Cause its teeth just raked across your arm.
Did
and
it eat the packet then?
It-
It
yes.
succeeded, right?
I
Yes.
mean, maybe it's like latched on yet. but
Yeah.
It probably hasn't.
Yeah.
So how much damage do I take?
1 harm.
You're
One
making
harm?
this harder on
Okay.
yourself.
And then I also
What does the grave dirt do?
the grave dirt is -3 vitality,
My-
but
yeah.
also because of my my aspect solves all, you gain whatever.
Yeah.
My deception, which was successful but it went awry. I roll 1d6 plus my trick,
Okay.
and deal extra damage equal to the number on the die.
Sure.
So it got -3, and then
yeah.
plus whatever I roll here. That's a 8.
Total?
So it's a total of 11 damage on this thing.
Holy shit. So you guys hear this. Yeah, this weird, and the smell is now starting to get to you as it drifts through the air. It bites down to you, it swallows the grave dirt, and you described to me how this worm just like shrivels. Yeah, like how
I imagine like pukes so much that it just eventually empties out, and it's like a sack of flesh, and its guts are in front of its
sounds
gaping
good.
maw.
Yes, and so
It's like the first time I've ever seen a creature like literally puke itself inside out.
yeah, like,
Sea cucumber.
yeah.
Cucumber.
All right, and so you take care of this grave worm yourself. But when you pull back, and all of it just like kind of melts away and becomes a sack of flesh. There is a skeleton in there and like some stuff at the bottom, and you're rooting around and you find this.
Ooh, I did find something. I found something. Ooh.
Yeah.
I found fool's gold. So that's all it is just fool's gold. It's like what's the description says, who could be so foolish? Are we really so blinded by something vaguely shiny? Does it matter when it helps
Yes.
us get what we want? It's just a +1 to trick.
No, it's perfect for you.
It's perfect for me, yeah. But it's like how it's just fool's gold. It's pretty much what you expect it to be. It's just nothing really.
Does that mean it's mine? Is it the fool's gold or is it fool's gold?
It's just fool's gold.
Stop.
It's pyrite.
You'd be like,
Back down,
that's
boy."
mine.
It says so right on the side.
Shapeshift is a member of the Geekspective Network. If you've been enjoying my GM journey, please consider leaving a rating or review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or wherever you happen to listen to your shows. Also, sharing the show and talking about it with others would be super helpful and greatly appreciated. You can also find other podcasts I'm on at geekspective.com. There's Red Mage, Blue Mage, a Magic the Gathering talk show and actual play that I co-host. There's Kristen's Party Like It's the Greatest Year in Film. Josh's Tales from Moxbury, where we're playing Godbound, which also streams live on the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch channel every other Saturday. Also, I'm now playing in a Zwalhinder campaign run by Adam Coble that airs Monday nights on his Twitch channel. Find news about all my shows on my Twitter, @RocketOrca, or on my website, rocketorca.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in 2 weeks. This episode was edited by Rudy Basso. You can find Rudy on Twitter @RudyBasso. That's RudyBasso. Thanks, Rudy.